Hello and good afternoon. Welcome to the Biz Talk Live Show. I am your host, Shante R. Roddy. We are so glad to have you here with us today to join us for another fabulous broadcast with another fabulous entrepreneur and business owner who is going to really share her story here with you today so that you can be inspired and empowered to pursue your dreams, right? So that's what it's about. We ask that you please like us, comment, ask your questions. If we don't get to your questions during this show, we always follow up after the show and keep it going. So a lot of times it really gets going right after the show. So again, sit back, relax, enjoy, and we hope you get something very powerful out of today's broadcast. So with that said, I'm going to introduce Allyson Scrutchens. She is the CEO of Forward Planning. Welcome.
Hi, hello
Hi.
everyone. How are you guys today? I'm so excited to be here on Biz Talk Live.
And we're so happy to have you here. So can you share with us, with our audience, who you are, what you're about, and who you serve? And then we're going to ask you some questions.
Okay, so basically, my name is Allyson Scrutchens. I am the founder of Forward Planning, which is a consulting and management company. We work with small businesses, nonprofits, entrepreneurs, politicians in the areas of consulting and management when it comes to event planning, strategic development, branding, marketing, things of that nature. And so, my audience are those types of people. And I recently just launched a planner. And so, now I'm teaching people how to properly plan their life with a purpose, and that target audience is some of everybody. But I've been an entrepreneur going on 5 years now, and business is great. And I am just excited to be able to talk to you guys about it.
Well, that's fantastic. Okay, so you've been in business 5 years. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So you do this full time?
Yes, I am a full-time entrepreneur.
Fantastic. That's awesome. So how did you get come to take the path of entrepreneurship and to become a business owner?
So basically, entrepreneurship is something that I've always wanted to do. I believe it's in my blood. My grandfather was an entrepreneur, and it's something that is just important to me when it comes to building generational wealth. So
Yes.
I was in a great position. I had a great job, but I was not happy in my job. And so I talked to God about it. I prayed about it, and I went ahead and quit. And then I was able to start my company, which was teaching people how to make their passions their paychecks.
That's fantastic. That sounds kind of like my story.
Yes, I heard about your story. It is amazing.
Yes. So you decided to take that leap. So let's talk a little bit about the leap because I know a lot of people are in corporate America on their jobs. They're not a lot of times satisfied. They're thinking about taking the leap. Don't quite know what to do or what that process is like. So can you just share with us what your process was like to take that leap, like you did? Because everybody's path is different, and it can be something scary to do. So please share with us what you did in your journey.
So basically, first and foremost, I prayed about it. I prayed about it, and I knew that it was something that needed to be done. And so, what I did first and foremost after praying about it was I secured some housing. I made sure I had somewhere to sleep. I bought a building with my mother and made sure that we were good as far as sleeping arrangements were concerned. And then I was able to seek out clients and contracts and people who I had worked with in the past. I had saw some of the things that they needed to help grow their small business or their nonprofit organization. And then when I was able to leave, I brought them on as clients and taught them how to make their business better, further get them closer to their mission and their vision, and help them achieve the results that they were seeking within their companies. So what I did was I saw what people were missing, and then I found a way to provide that need for them.
That is so fantastic. Let's talk about that right there, about finding what people are missing, like their pain point, and how important that is, because I know a lot of entrepreneurs are so focused on selling, and they're having a difficult time. And a lot of times we don't understand who our target market is.
Right.
and what they even need. We're a lot of times busy trying to sell them what we have without even knowing what they need and how to solve the problem that they have. So
Exactly.
can you tell us a little bit about, since you work with small business owners, so that's a great thing. Can you give some advice about what that process is like and how to really go about finding your target client and then speaking to their pain point and being able to solve their problem?
So basically, what we have to realize is that our business can't be successful unless we realize, understand, and truly identify who our target population is. So it's like, what do they like to do? Are they a single mother? Are they a father? Are they ages between 25 and 30? You know, and so that your business can only succeed if you're providing a solution to a problem or a need. So
Yes.
first you have to identify what that need is, figure out how you can be able to accommodate their need within your particular skill sets, which is very important. Don't go and say, okay, this is what people need and now this is what I'm going to try to do. No, it has to be something that you already like to do, something that brings you joy, something that helps you grow into becoming the entrepreneur that you want to be. So once you identify them, figure out what their need is and make sure that you're living up to that need and giving them what they need to become successful.
Yeah, so I'm gonna put that up here. So find out what your client's needs are.
Yes.
That is so important.
So important. It's so important. And it's something that can be the reason why your business may or may not succeed. Because if you don't know what their needs are, you don't even know who your target population is. And the fact of the matter is that you can be providing one need, and then that in turn allows you to create another business or product that allows them you to fulfill another need, which is kind of what just happened with me.
Absolutely. And so, can you tell us a little bit about what drives you in your business? What keeps you going day after day in your business when you have to face challenges and you have a lot of responsibility on your plate? Tell us about that mindset, what what it takes to keep driving forward.
For me, what drives me is my legacy. So what happens and what people say when I die and the reputation that I leave behind is very important to me, because we're called on this earth for one thing, and that's to serve God. And whatever our purpose is, we just have to figure out that purpose. You know, so I think about what my legacy will be and how I will be able to help the future generations to come and generational wealth. Like, I want my kids to inherit money that I was able to create for them. I don't want them to have to struggle or go through poverty or, you know, the different things that we had to go through as growing up in minority communities. So
Yeah.
it's really just about me living out my dreams and wanting to leave behind a legacy that is going to be something that actually makes a difference in the world.
That is super fantastic. So that's important to find out what your purpose is.
Yes.
Let that let that guide you into what you're supposed to be doing.
Exactly.
I think, and then it takes work, but really it will work itself out, because if you can solve problems and people are out here waiting for you to solve their problem, they have a need for what you have. If you can connect with that person, communicate, and then solve their problems, everything else is going to fall into place. You're going to make money.
Exactly.
So that's why I always tell people, don't focus on the money.
The
Focus
money
on,
will come.
because you have to be happy too in this thing.
Yeah.
So how do you manage? You've been in business 5 years. You work with small business owners. Are you a solo business owner? Do you have a team?
I am a solo entrepreneur, but I do from time to time bring on project managers and assistants to help me on different projects. So there are some things that I do that are very large, like I do a festival on 79th Street on the south side of Chicago. It's a 2-day festival, 20,000 people come out. So something like that, I have a project manager, you know, that I work with specifically on that, and I bring them on board as a subcontractor, you know, but 24/7, day in, day out, it's just me. And it's
Yeah.
hard. So you have to learn what works for you and what doesn't work for you, which is why I'm also transitioning. I'm focusing on these planners and building my legacy through this product and teaching people how to plan their purpose. Whether you're an entrepreneur, I have a planner for you. If you're an event planner, I have a planner for you. If you're an everyday person, I have one for you too. So I'm being able to grow and build my company and my legacy at this 5-year mark.
That's fantastic. I'm glad that you said that, because you're talking about digital products. And one thing I talk about all the time is multiple streams of income, passive income. Yes, in the beginning, you're grinding. You don't want to grind your entire life. You want to put in the work, but you also want to work smarter. You want to work smarter and have passive streams of income so that you can live the life you want to live, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think that that's fantastic, and you can take your expertise and your knowledge and package it up, and then make it available to the public. So you worked one time, and then it just pays for itself over and over and over.
Yes,
right.
I've been telling people all year my goal this year is to work smarter and not harder.
Yes.
All I'm doing is focus on making moves that are allowing me to move forward in the most smartest and productive way, in ways that I don't have to constantly struggle, have a high touch environment, always having to accommodate other people's needs, because people think when you become an entrepreneur, you don't have to work for anyone. And that's a story. You work for your clients, you work for your contracts, you work for your reputation of the business that you have created. So you're still working for other people when you become an entrepreneur.
You hear that? That leads me. That is so great that you said that, because that leads me into my next question of what does it mean to you to be your own boss? And a lot of times people think, they look at the fantasy part of it. Being your own boss carries a lot of responsibility. Yes. So let's talk about that. What does being your own boss mean to you?
So being your own boss means to me understanding that you are going to work harder than you've ever worked for anyone in your entire life, because this is your business. You are the determining factor as to what gets done and what doesn't get done, and how successful your business is going to be. So you have to know that you are going to work the hardest. Being your own boss means that you are putting your fate in your hands, even though your fate is already in your hands technically. But you're putting the fate of your ability to pay your bills, pay your car note, pay your house. You are putting that in your own hands. So being your own boss means that, honey, you got to put the bootstraps and tie them up real tight and get ready to go to work, because you working 24/7, which is why I created my brand, Everyday Entrepreneur. Because a year after working, I have to tell people this is not peaches and cream. Like, I literally have worked every single day since I started my business. 7 days a week, 365. So every day it takes for you to put in the work to make your dreams come true. That's what it really means to be your own boss.
You heard her. You have to put in the work.
It's a lot of work.
Entrepreneurship is not easy, folks. But it's well worth it. You put the work in now, you live free.
Yeah.
Right? You get to live the
work in now, and in years to come, you will be able to live free. But you have to hustle now. It's no going around that part.
So how important do you think it is to have a support system? And if you have a support system, which I hope you do, what does that look like for you?
It's very important to have a support system. And I'm so happy you said that, because I think that we often confuse having a support system with having the same people as your support system.
Yes.
I think that seasons change and people do too. And so certain people are meant to be in your life and be your support system at that time. But that doesn't mean that they're a forever support system. So me personally, I have an amazing support system. My mother is my number one supporter. Everybody that I have come into contact with, that I have genuine love, energy from, they are great supporters of mine. And support system is important because entrepreneurship is lonely. It's depressing. It's sad. All moments are not high. There are very, very many low moments that you're going to have, but it's okay because you have that support system to help you and push you through. So I think that's the most important part about having a support system when being an entrepreneur.
Yeah. So you heard her. find your tribe, find those people that support you. And they don't have to be your family. And like she said, some people are they're in your life for a particular season.
Yeah.
And sometimes we try to hold on to people too long, and then we get stuck.
You get stagnant.
There are so many people here that's on the similar journey that can relate to you. So connect with those people. That is so important.
Yeah.
Okay. So having a great support system is very important. So with that said, with a support system, we know we have many different types of relationships, right? So whether it's a husband, children, parents, our relationships are impacted by our entrepreneurial pursuits.
Yeah.
Can you talk to us a bit about how your relationships have been impacted since you became a full-time business owner?
So the thing about relationships is they can be positive impacts or they can be negative impacts. So relationships for me particularly have evolved, but what I like most about the relationships and the support system and the team, the people surrounding me and my fellow entrepreneurs, is to think about where we all were 5 years ago compared to where we are now. And to see that growth and to see that elevation and us pivoting into so many different things in different ways. And that is amazing. So those relationships are most important. But when you choose to become an entrepreneur, there are many people that won't understand this entrepreneurial journey, and they are not going to understand that you need to be selfish towards chasing your goals, towards chasing your dreams, towards making your business a success. And so you lose people along the way because they may want you to be so involved in them, and they don't understand why you're so involved in your business. They don't understand why you don't come out no more. They don't understand why you're so tired. They don't understand, the different things that are happening with you because they're doing different things with their lives. So it's up to us to understand the true importance of energy and vibrations. And when somebody's energy isn't right and they're not on that same level, sometimes you have to move on. And it may be a temporary move on or it may be a permanent. But you got to do what's best for you while you're on this journey to make sure you protect your peace.
Oh, I like that. Protect your peace.
Yes.
That is so important. This is so good. Okay. So again, that is a segue into talking about self-care as a business owner. That's something that I've really been talking about a lot lately because I think it's so important. And I think enough of us don't care for ourselves. We're so busy giving and pouring into other people.
Mm-hmm.
And we're so weighed down and bogged down that that's hindering us from actually growing in our business. Yeah. So let's talk about the importance. How important do you think self-care is for you as a business owner and other business owners on their path to be successful?
Self-care is 100% important due to the fact that if there is no you, there is no business. Period. So if you're not taking care of yourself, if your health is not right, if your mentality is not right, if your stress is high, you're not able to be successful as the entrepreneur that you need to be. And so self-care, it's funny. People always ask me about it. And it's not that I have horrible self-care, but I have a high stressful type of company. And so my stress is always high, and it could be affecting my mental or it can be affecting my physical, but it's a matter of you taking a moment to say, understand you only get one life, you only get one body, and are you going to allow this business to kill you? So if you don't want it to kill you, then you need to figure out, okay, maybe I need a massage once a week. Maybe I need to get my nails done every 2 weeks. Maybe I should get my hair done, every 2 weeks as well. Doing different things that bring you joy is what the self-care is about. Or even something as like me, I like to produce music and make beats. And so when I have some free time, I like to do that, so that's a form of self-care too. Like doing exactly what you love to do and enjoying it in that moment without worrying about your obligations. It may be meditation, it's so many different ways to do it, but self-care has to be incorporated or it's no one to run the business.
Without you, there is no business.
Yeah.
And I like that you said about the beats. So we'll have to follow up after the show because someone just asked about music composers, producers, and
But I'm
beat.
not ready. I'm not ready. I'm not ready.
Okay, well,
I'm
when
still
you
working. I'm still working on that craft right there. You know, so that's what I mean about figuring out your hobbies and the things that you like to do and then enjoying doing it, you know, and eventually perfecting that craft. Who knows, in 5 years, you know, you may have a beat from Ally McBeats or something, you know, but right now it's like building my business, and when I have some free time, oh, I like to do that. So let me make some time to do that for myself.
Absolutely. And you don't have to pigeonhole yourself. I always tell people you have so many gifts. And us as entrepreneurs, we're innovative. We're always coming up with ideas. Not every idea is for right now. It could be for years down the road. Or your ideas are so great that it can turn into a number of different opportunities for you.
Yeah, for sure.
Right. So say you're doing one thing today, you could be doing something bigger and better tomorrow or different. So don't feel like just because you're on one path today that necessarily has to be the same path in 5 years. Because this is definitely a journey of growth. And we're constantly changing and evolving and becoming better individuals, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so that's an exciting thing.
Yeah, and it's all about having those multiple streams of income.
Yes, and we can't say that enough. I'm talking about that later today. You have to have multiple streams of income. That's the path to wealth. I say entrepreneur. You can tell me if you agree. Entrepreneurship and multiple streams of income.
Yeah, I tell everybody. I've been saying it a lot more lately. Is the average millionaire has 7 streams of income.
Yes.
So we need at least 7 streams of income. We need to understand how to make our passions our paychecks, and just to find ways to make money doing the things we love.
Yes, do what you love. That is so important. That is so important. So that's what life is about. Okay. So Allyson, you've been in business for 5 years. Can you tell us what your biggest challenge has been since you've been in business and how you've been able to overcome that challenge, or if you're still working through that challenge, and just tell us about it.
My biggest challenge has been overcoming the views of others. And I would say I'm still battling with it. So when I first started my business, I think I was 24. And so I was so worried about what other people would think and trying to fit into other people's boxes. And I felt like I needed to be buttoned up and grandma clothes and, you know, always worried about what other people would think about me. And then I began to evolve, and it's something that I've learned to just be yourself. But even still today, when I'm doing things and I'm launching products and I'm thinking about this, I'm still thinking about other people. And I think that the biggest thing, and the most successful entrepreneurs don't give a damn what nobody think about them. They are themselves. They are successful. They are known for their brand, and that is being themselves. And so I think that we need to stop worrying about what other people think and just walk in our purpose.
Yes, be your best selves.
Yes, for sure. Time to be great.
And you're not the only one that deals with that, but we have to be confident in who we are.
Yeah.
And our uniqueness.
For sure.
And a lot of times that's what hinders us, is we see everybody else and especially on social media.
And you're comparing yourself.
So you're not focused on what you need to be doing.
No.
Your focus is on everybody else, what they're doing, what you don't have, how better they are. Right?
And that's the problem.
So in those cases, you need tunnel vision. You need to be laser focused on why are you here? What are you supposed to be doing?
That's the only true way to succeed.
Yes. Okay. So success. That's what it's about. We all want to be successful.
Yes.
So what does success look like for you, Allyson?
Oh man. So for me, success success for me looks like booking a trip to the Dominican without having to check my bank account. It looks like, oh, my kids, it's winter time and we want to take them out the city and we're just gonna go ahead and do whatever we want to do. Like success looks like for me, I want this 7-bedroom, 4-bathroom house. I'm just gonna go buy it. Like that is what success looks like for me. And it's not about having money, it's about having stability. So the
Yes.
stability to do the things that not only I need, but the things that I want to do. I love to travel. So I always need money to travel, right? But I also need to make sure I have a roof over my head. I need to make sure my car note is paid. I need to make sure the business bills are paid. And so success looks like to me being able to grind hard now so
Yes.
that I can be able to relax and retire by 40. That's my goal, y'all. I want to retire by 40. So I want to retire by 40. And so success looks like for me putting in the work now so that I can just enjoy my life and be able to have phone calls that say yes or no as opposed to having to actually be somewhere and do the work.
That's good. Those are some big goals. And it's I think it's so important to have big goals, like goals that are going to push you outside of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
And that you have to get help to do them. If you are not scared, if you are not uncomfortable, you're not dreaming big enough.
Exactly.
And I think sometimes people are like afraid of fear. Fear is almost taboo. It's not that you don't have fear, but despite your fear, you keep going, right? That you're in tune. Your vision is bigger than your fears. Your dreams are bigger than your fears. So what has been scary for you? I know you talked about getting over pleasing people or doing what other people want you to do. But what other fear have you really had to overcome, like in your business, or that really uncomfortable place that you've had to just say, I just have to get uncomfortable if I want to take my business to the next level?
Every single day.
Mm-hmm.
Period. Like every day is a fearful day. Every day you remind yourself that, hey, I got a business, and if I don't do what I gotta do, it's not gonna happen. So chapter 3 of my book is Fear is a Liar. And I teach people to not allow fear to interfere with your dreams. So your dreams are much bigger than the fear. The fear is going to come because it's supposed to try to slow you down, but you have to choose and make the decision every single day that fear doesn't exist within my heart.
Yes.
And knowing that fear doesn't exist within my heart, I have to be great at what I say I'm going to do. I have to chase my dreams. I have to make them a reality. And so the moment I started my business, I was fearful. The moment I wrote my book and launched my book, I was fearful. I just launched these planners. I was fearful. And so it's a matter of still saying, okay, yeah, I'm a little scared, but anyway, what and it's people think I live in Chicago, I should be scared every time I walk out the door, according to the news. So don't allow fear to stop you from being successful, because that's all it is. We're just afraid to be successful. Success requires too much. But if you do the work, you will understand that your level of requirement and what you can handle increases as you keep going. So it's not going to be too much. It's going to be just right when you get there.
It's going to be just right. Okay, so fear is a liar.
Yes, fear is a liar.
Okay, so you're going to get there on your journey, wherever it is that you want to go. You just keep going. You put in the work. You do what you're supposed to do.
Everything else will fall into place.
It will fall into place. So we talked about your challenges. Let's talk about what has been your greatest achievement thus far in your business.
My greatest achievement thus far in my business, I would have to say last year, I achieved my goal. I wanted to grow 6 figures. Ooh. So I was able to grow 6 figures within my company. And It was one of the biggest things I wanted to achieve, and I did it, and so now I'm just working towards bigger goals.
The next goal. That's fantastic. So if you could start over, so go back to year one when you first started, is there anything that you would do differently?
No. I am a firm believer that things happen the way that they're supposed to happen and the way that they are supposed to happen. So it's nothing I would do differently. Like, it worked out. Like, first 6 months of my business was the most depressing time of my life. I was broke. I didn't have a client. I didn't know what I was doing. I was seeking guidance, and I was lost. But I prevailed through it, and I believe that made me become the strong businesswoman that I am today. So I wouldn't change it. I think that we just have to embrace the journey.
Yes. I'm with you on that. Embrace the journey. Okay, I'm gonna have to put that up here because I think that's so important.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times we're looking for that big win.
Yeah.
And we get so disappointed in ourselves, and we don't think about the milestones that we've achieved, the small wins.
We don't
and we're too focused a lot of times on what we didn't do or what went wrong. And I think it's necessary to be intentional about celebrating ourselves, and just like you said, embracing the journey, knowing that it is a process.
Yes.
Because I know a lot of entrepreneurs, and a lot of entrepreneurs give up too early too.
Yeah, because we're too busy comparing ourselves to other people's journey, but their journey is theirs, and yours is yours.
It's yours.
So it has nothing to do with where you're going. You may be on the brink of the biggest contract of your life, and you just quit 24 hours ago.
Yes. So that's why I tell people, I tell you, probably every other day I want to quit, but I don't.
I fire myself every other night, but I wake up and I rehire myself. I know I gotta get done, so it's okay.
Yes, it's okay. So you hear it from us, and I think it's so, and that's why sharing stories is so important, that people know that what it's really like to be an entrepreneur. We understand. We've been there, right? Yeah. So there's always you have tomorrow. It'll be a brighter day, and you will have new perspective. And every situation you're learning, hopefully, right? And you're taking those lessons and
if you don't learn, you're going to keep making the same mistakes.
Yes,
you need to learn the lesson.
Learn the lessons. Mm-hmm. Okay. So Allyson, give us maybe 2 or 3 of your top tips that you would, or recommendations for our entrepreneurial audience of what you think it takes for us to be successful.
So I've already said fear is a liar. Number one, it takes for you to overcome your fear. Overcome your fear of saying, I'm afraid because I've never done this before. But see, when you do things you've never done before, you get results that you've never seen before. Ooh. So understand that. Yes. Like, you have to be able to step outside that comfort zone. There's danger in the comfort zone. Leave it alone. Leave it behind you. Don't let nobody put you in a box. Move forward. So that's my number one tip. My next tip is to be able to speak it into existence. Envision the life that you want, and understand that it will become a reality if you do the work necessary. So put it down, write it down, envision it. I want this house. I want this car. I want this by 2023. I want this degree. I want this. Write it down and then work towards making it a reality, and understand that it won't happen if you don't put in the work. So you have to envision it and put in the work. And then number 3, my biggest tip is just to don't give up on yourself. Nobody can sell you like you can sell yourself. Only you know what it is that you are great at. Only you know what it is that you bring to the table. So figure out what that is and then start to be great at it. Don't give up because it hasn't worked out in the past. Just focus on what it is that you can do to find your niche and find the joy that you can make money doing the things that you love. And so don't give up on yourself. Fear is a liar. Overcome your fear. 2, envision it and execute. And 3, don't give up. Only person that can give up on you is you. Your life can
That's
only be
it.
as great as you make it. Your business will only be as great as you make it.
I like that. It will only be, and that's so true.
Yeah.
Don't give up on you.
Yeah.
I think sometimes for a lot of people, that's the hardest part right there is the don't give up.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, if you don't give up, doors just open. They do.
Yes.
I mean, and God wouldn't give you
The
dreams
vision.
and the vision
Yeah.
if he wasn't going to make a way for you.
Yes. He gave you that vision. Receive
Exactly.
it.
I don't care what it looks like.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't care where you are right now.
Yeah.
That's why I tell people time after time, don't give up. Don't do it.
Don't.
I have to pull people off the ledge, Allyson. I know you have to do the same in your business, right?
I do. I have a lot of mentees and a lot of people that I mentor and I talk to, and it brings me one of my favorite poems. I think I was in 3rd grade. We had to learn this poem. It was called "Don't Quit." And it's like, don't quit when things get hard, as they sometimes do. Don't quit, because they're going to get hard. That is the test to see how bad you want it. Are you going to give up, or are you going to go ahead and make it a reality?
Are you going to make your dreams a reality, audience? Yes. That's the only answer we want to hear.
Yes, let's make them a reality.
Yes. Since you we got on this path, I just want to quickly just talk about mentorship real quickly. And from your perspective, how important do you think it is for us as entrepreneurs and business owners to have a mentor?
I think it's very important for us to have a mentor. I think it's also very important for us to mentor others. Knowledge needs to be shared. It's the only way to grow. There are some things that I can tell somebody that helps them avoid some mistakes that they may make. And there are some things that I need advice on that I just don't know what I should do. And I need to have people that I can call on and that have my best interests at heart and can give me that advice that I need. Mentorship is very, very important. And it's a key to being successful as an entrepreneur for sure.
Yeah, so audience, get a mentor.
Yes, get a mentor.
Get a mentor, right? Get yourself a support system. Get a success team. You need that. You need it to get you through, to help you. And so many times we want to do stuff do it all alone. You can't.
It doesn't work like that.
No, you need help. So get the mentorship, get your support team in place so that you can be successful. So thank you, Allyson. So I have one last question for you.
Okay.
If you had a magic stick, okay, and you can change anything in the world, what would that be?
If I had a magic stick and I could change anything in the world, that would be true education on history.
Ooh.
I think that we don't understand, like, as Black people, how great we are. I don't think we understand where we've come from. I don't think we understand what our ancestors did. I don't think that we understand that we are limiting ourselves. And so I think that with true education for us as Blacks, we will be able to grow in business and technology and innovation and everything. And so understanding what we've done in the past, like all of these inventions around here were created by Black people. Mm-hmm. Everything we do were created by Black people, but we don't get the credit. And I think that if we knew better about our history, we would understand just the power that we have.
That's good. I think that's so important too.
Yeah.
And knowing who we are.
Yeah. Because you will know what you have the potential to be.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And a lot of times our story isn't told. It's up to us to make sure. Exactly. Right?
Or create the story.
Or create the story.
Our legacies.
Yes. That. That's what it's about.
Yes.
Look, we sisters because we all about wealth building and legacy.
Yes, that is the goal, and that is what we will do when we're talking about entrepreneurship and we're teaching other people the importance of it. We're creating it. We're making the change.
Yes, we're making the change.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much, Allyson.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, it's been such a pleasure. Can you
Yes.
share with our audience again, just to tell them about who you are, what your business is, and who you serve and how they can contact you?
Okay, so basically, I am a serial entrepreneur, an author, a creative, and a filmmaker. And so I have multiple streams of income. I have a consulting and management company. I work with small businesses, nonprofits, and politicians, as well as I have a daily planner that helps people purposely plan their life. And so I can be reached on social media at It's Allyson Renee on all platforms. That's ITSALLYSONRENEE. That's also my website. It's AllysonRenee.com. And if you want a planner so you could purposely plan your life, you can find that at thefordplanner.com.
Okay, you
And
heard
it's
her.
such a pleasure being here with Biz Talk Live. And I thank you guys for tuning in.
Yes. And she will also leave her information at the end of the show in the comments.
Yes.
So please feel free to connect with us, connect with her after the show, during the replay. So if you weren't able to catch the live, I know many of you all come back from the replay for the replay. This is something you don't want to miss. So again, we thank Allyson Scrutchens for really coming on and sharing her story. I know that the knowledge and her experience and expertise that she shared here today and her journey is going to help inspire you and empower you to really go after your dreams, okay, and not give up, to build wealth and leave a legacy for your families. That's what it's about. So again, you have tuned in to the Biz Talk Live Show. I am your host, Shante R. Roddy. Please meet us here next week, Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, when we talk to our next guest. If you would like to be a sponsor on our show, or if you would like to be a guest, please visit us at www.intuitiveriskmanagement.com. We love to have you on the show. We love to have your support. You guys continue through the rest of the week being great. Go smash some goals, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Let's make our dreams a reality, guys.
Yes. Bye. Bye.